What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm BMX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a meta deck discussion for the Digimon TCG. We're going to be talking about the Booster Box Online Regionals, which I actually participated in this past weekend. We have our top 16 deck list. We're here to talk about how the meta is going. Are there any real changes in it? Of course, EX9 is just around the corner, 1 week away. Well, just a little more than 1 week away right now. And that could really change the meta a lot. But right now we're looking at how the meta is going for early June. And we'll probably be doing another one because I do have another regionals coming up at the end of June after EX9 drops. So we'll see if there's any massive changes right away to the meta. But let's get into it. Let's talk about what the top decks were and, see if there's any changes to the format. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, again, thank you to Eggman Events for always posting these things right away. We have the Booster Box Online Regionals. Top 16 deck. Again, Digimon taking 5 spots, 3 for Royal Knights, 2 for Sakuyaks, 2 for Gallant. So same kind of general breakout of the which decks take the most stuff, and then we had also Purple Hybrid, Crossheart, Magnamon X, and Red Purple Imperial, Virus Imperial. Usually all of those kind of usually can claw one spot, so it was actually kind of cool to see Crossheart in there because I hadn't seen a Crossheart deck top yet. Actually, Purple Hybrid took first place. So the deck is still strong, and I mean it's using a lot of the same cards that some it was using before, as well as some of the the new best cards. It's still using the Uko engine, still using Gabumon, Gazimon, now using Psychmon in order to stun as well, using Dustmon, Ginkakumon, Velgramon. Arrestramon Superior mode is actually pretty cool, just because you can Digivolve on it. And you can Digivolve on it and get that extra attack, which is cool, even when you're suspended, so that's cool. Nidhoggmon for gaining memory, especially with Jack Raid being at 1. You have the Gallants now, because milling is good, and Gallants win you games. The Ancient Garden Deity, of course, you're playing different tamers. You're playing, more of the new Koichi. You're playing the Matashita from ST16, and even playing Violet in Boots, which is interesting. Which is, start your main phase by trashing 1 option card with the Ghost type or 3 Musketeers. Hand draw 1. I can't really see, because I don't know if you have any Ghost types in there. So I definitely think it's probably just there for the Memory Tamer, which is kind of interesting that you would just play it for a Memory Tamer. Okay, so it's one option card or 1 card with the Ghost Musketeer straight. So I guess you could trash options that aren't really doing anything any good, like Rivals Barrage in hand is not good, so that's that's something you could do. It's an alternative to playing Imako. It's probably a lot faster, especially since it started your main phase, so it cycles your deck. You can also trash other things that you're not going to use. Definitely playing less, like if you don't really have the memory to use Purple Memory Boost, you can trash that as well. So I would say, that's a decent strategy. And it will set off your mat as well, so that's good too. So different ways to do things like that. That was the Purple Hybrid. Sakuyamon, take a look at that. Same kind of thing. This one's actually playing Kyubimons, still playing Starmon, but this one's actually playing Kyubimons, so that's kind of cool. Which is something you're not seeing. And this one's playing Green Plugin as a Digivolution plugin option, but mainly playing the same kind of top mid end that most people have been playing, and then maxing out on these yellow options, which you just play for free and is actually really good. I actually played against the deck finally, and it was really strong. Really strong, and I might have lost too. Where there was a connection error, so my opponent got a loss. So yeah, and of course we have Gallantmon. I faced 2 Gallantmons that day, and this deck is pretty fierce. And I mean, some of them were using some of the same, on deletion Guillemons that I was using. Of course, the X-Antibody stuff is really good. This War Gromon is amazing. The BT12 guy, just being able to attack, Digivolve up with things like X-Antibody, and then Cool Boys are really good at in this deck. The Omni X, just being able to like check 4 cards, trash 1 in a turn, and then just play Omni X per game. So good. If you have the right stack, it's actually really hard to contend with, honestly. And then we have things like Digimon, of course, the deck I played. If we look into Digimon, quite similar build. This one was a little bit different, playing less of the Guillemon X-Antibody and more of the Rush Guillemon. Also playing more of this and less of that. The War Growl from EX3 was kind of a nice tech. I kind of like that. Other than that, most of the deck was pretty similar to mine. He did play more Purple Members and more Wisdom, of course, but he played less Analog Youth. So I mean, this is kind of my argument, potentially my argument for dropping Analog Youth to 3, kind of thing like that. But we'll have to see what we do. Royal Knights, of course, again, they get a top. Similar build. It's just preference really at this point. Taikami in it, that's kind of cool. And Digimon Emperor for stun is an interesting way to go. But obviously it worked out. There we have our Crossheart that we talked about. So, see what this is all about. It's got a lot of BT19 and up cards in it. Yeah, a lot of new cards. I'm trying to see where's some old cards. BT19. I mean Taiki Kudo. And the triple tamer. But generally a lot of this stuff is the Pikmons is BT19. Yeah, so pretty much all this stuff is new stuff. Except for the Taiki, the Tamers. Everything else is all the new stuff. So yeah, that's interesting. Of course, I don't know much about Crossheart because I've never played the deck. It's one of the decks I've never just been interested in. But congrats to that guy. We did have another Magnum on top. I really like Magnumon, but I like the Rush version of the deck, and this is kind of interesting to me. The top end is pretty standard. Yeah, that's kind of similar. I was running less Searchers because I was running the Davises, but he's not running any Davises, so I mean I would put this at 4. Flame Dramon. I like the running 1 of the BT13 and the new BT21 Magnumon, and only running 2 of this guy too, and just maxing out on that guy. But I guess if you have 1, 2, 8 Magnus is usually good enough. And then still playing the level 5s at 1 each is kind of interesting. They're both really great and have really great abilities. And then the top beyond the Magnumon, the level 7 top end is just huge. Paladin mode, Jessmon GX Ace, Shine Greymon Rude mode, Omnimon X-Antibody. It's just all the different level 7 things stun, ruin their trash setup, attack for game, blow stuff up, and then potentially attack for game. So it covers all the fields basically you get the most out of your Magnumon, and then you go into your level 7, and then of course X-Antibody, and all the options. Genai's House is kind of cool, making your guy plus 3,000 on your turn automatically. Another, just giving it more boost. And then freaking Final Zubagon Punch, Awakening of the Golden Knight, Blue Memory Boost, Heaven's Judgment, and then having that extra, Shu Yulin so that you can attack faster and kill your opponent faster. And no of the new Digivolution card. So just playing old school with like basically just this and that as the new cards, which is not much. So it's definitely interesting to see this deck is still just super competitive, and it doesn't really even need much of that new support other than the VMon, really. All right, and last, of course, we have Imperial Digimon, Virus Imperial. It's going to be very similar. The build's very similar. There's some, he's playing one of the BT21 Mon, which is kind of like you kind of like your space. Your if you want a 13th rookie, you can play a lot of different things in there. Basically similar, same kind of level 4 build that I was running. Not running the Stingmon like a lot of other people have been, and cutting this down. Running the same level 5 lineup. I still got to change this to 2. I realize why running 2 is just better. But a big level, let's see, like, 9 level 5s. It's crazy. Same with this. Mostly everyone's running this kind of ratio 2 for the top end, and then just running like a mat and the demonic disaster and something I didn't have room for. I don't even know if I'm running 3 missed memory boosts. I might only be running 2, so I have to check what else I'm running in the deck. So yeah, it's too bad because you could run Omni in this. It's a red. You could totally run Omni in this, but the problem is you're always ending your turn on Imperial Digimon Fighter mode. So that's it's unfortunate, but yeah, still really great deck. And I still think I think the reason we're not seeing more of this deck is because of how expensive Shatramons still are. But I might be wrong. It might be just kind of be like it's such a hard deck to run because it focuses too much on doing 2 different things, which is drawing your pieces and setting up your trash. Whereas the blue-green Imperial Mon really only focuses on drawing its pieces. It doesn't have to set up its trash. So the deck requires you to do more to win. But once you get that, you're winning, and that's the thing with this deck. You're winning, and it's kind of hard to stop you. But yeah, that is the top 16 decks. It's always nice that this one still maintains a spot. I wasn't sure if I should run that or if I should run Megidramon. I did well with Megidramon, 61st place. Could have done better, but again, misplays were made. So I just got to hone in and just remember to take my time, do things logically, and really think out what I'm doing. But yeah, that is the Booster Box Regionals. Congrats to all the top players. I think they did a fabulous job. And just the fact that Megitramon's still doing a lot of tops means it is on the chopping block. Cards in that deck are on the chopping block for the next ban list, which might also affect Gallantmon very much if it's the X-Antibody cards. I feel like Groundmon X-Antibody is a prime target in that deck for Bye-Bye Town. And then you have other things like Grav Crush, and yeah, just might see some of those cards go bye-bye. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all this, stuff. But tell me what you guys think of the meta. Are you tired of it? Do you want Megidramon and Royal Knights to go away? Do you like that there's some other decks that keep popping in here, like Purple Hybrid? And what do you think of Sakuya and Gallant? Have they had their day too? Or is it just kind of nice that they're finally getting, a little bit more time in the sunlight? But let me know what you guys think about all this. The meta is, pretty much the same. And then you have your main, 3 or 4 decks, and then you have these other ones that make like a one of appearance in a tournament. Usually, I mean, we had heroes, we had hunters make an appearance in one of our last meta deck discussions. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of different moving parts. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. That's all for now, folks.